I'm voting for David Lewis because he's refreshing. He has good ideas. I like the way he thinks. I believe in what he says. And after 8 years, it's time for a change. Vote for David Lewis. Oh, I'm Toby Heilbrand.
I joined the Peace Corps when I was 22, and I stayed there for 2.5 years nearly. When I left, I was 25. My experience in the Peace Corps was especially relevant to what I'm doing now because I served for 2 years in this village, and I became a focal point for the community. I was someone in the town that people would look to get projects through. I was an authority in the town, and I also received a lot of flack because of my position.
Matthew Immergut, Woodstock resident, and I also teach sociology at SUNY Purchase. Everybody talks about supporting youth, whether it's a political pundit or a local candidate. But here's a chance and an opportunity when a young person is stepping up to the political plate, does want to take responsibility. And at that moment, how can we say no? I mean, the response we should be to have is yes. Here is a young person who we want to give responsibility to. And when I say responsibility, the idea of our presidents giving youth responsibility is handing a gun to them and sending them to a war. Here's a young person who wants to get involved in a local political process with very few young people who have any interest at all involved in local politics. So it's an enormous opportunity for the town locally. It's also an enormous opportunity for the town regionally as well as nationally. It's a real investment, honest investment in the youth, and giving him a responsibility to say, yes, shape the future. Make decisions that will make Woodstock an environmental beacon, a socially conscious beacon, an economically just and artistically vibrant community. Go for it, because you know what? What's been in its place needs some refiguring.
¿Qué te parece cómo está el proyecto del centro de cómputo?
Está progresando muy bien, ya casi estamos terminando. Nos falta tal vez una semana más de trabajo y solamente 2 semanas después de nuestro objetivo de tercera semana de noviembre. Entonces no está mal.
Pero ha sido mucho trabajo, ¿verdad?
Mucho trabajo.
What I did in the Peace Corps was I developed community projects. A lot of these projects had to do with creating businesses in areas that were economically devastated. They had nothing going for them. And the people had an attitude like all they could do is what their parents did. You know, if your parents were a farmer with cows, then that's what you were going to do. If your parents planted palm, that's what you were going to do. If your parents cut down trees, that's what you were going to do. And I came in there with a new mentality, a new paradigm really, which was, no, we can create our own future and we can do things. And I came up against a lot of people who were just cynical. They didn't think you can change reality. And then we did the project and we showed people that we could, and it changed people's ideas. Now there's a parallel here, I think, with what's going on, for example, with the Zero Carbon Initiative in Woodstock. We want to make Woodstock carbon neutral in 10 years. A lot of people hear that goal and they say, you know, it's a nice dream, but it's not going to happen. But I think it can. All we need is the political will.
Hello, I'm Ruth Simpson, and you know, the library, the Woodstock Library, is very important to me. I've been a trustee for 27 years, and every year at the library fair, political candidates come and glad hand and backslap and smile. This year, there was a difference. David Lewis was there when I got to the library at 9 in the morning. He was already working, helping with setup. He worked the entire day and stayed and helped with the cleanup after the fair was over. Now, this is a commitment to the community and commitment to the library, which, in my mind, you know, the rescue squad may be the heart of the community, but the library is the mind of the community. And David Lewis sure did right by it. at this year's library fair.
Hi, my name is Kay Sport, and I'm voting for David Lewis because I think he's a great young guy with fresh ideas, and I especially like his Safe Right program that he wants to implement. So I think you should vote for him too. Good luck, Dave.
I'm excited about David's campaign because I think that he looks at the town of Woodstock and sees loads of potential. And I think that's really exciting. There's so many things that we can do here in our happy town. So I'm excited, and I'll vote for Dave Lewis.
I'm Dorothea, also known as Dorothy, and I urge people to vote for David Lewis in the caucus, and I'm a great supporter of him.
My name is Alice Jaffe, and I came here in '82, and I never left, and I loved this town. And when I heard David Lewis talk, it brought back some of the early feelings I had about Woodstock, and I would like to support that and vote for him. And I like the fact that he wants to take some of his Peace Corps experience and impressions to bring it to the town government.
My job as a Peace Corps volunteer was to unite the different factions with a common vision. And I had success with that. And that's what I want to do here in Woodstock, is I want to unite the different factions with a common vision. A vision where Woodstock becomes zero carbon, where Woodstock supports its youth, and where Woodstock becomes affordable for anybody who wants to live here.
Hi, I'm Jane Kelly. I'd like to say that I think Woodstock, after 8 years, really needs a change. And I think that change will be brought to us by electing David Lewis as our new town supervisor. There is a charm and a beauty here that people want, and the land is beautiful, but the spirit of the people, I think, is something that we have to bring back. We have become a little bit numb and complacent, and we need to invigorate ourselves. And David Lewis is young, energetic, bright, and dedicated to doing that. He's returned to Woodstock and has seen things that he wants to change in a positive way. And we need somebody like that desperately. So please elect David Lewis for Woodstock Town Supervisor.
A lot of people have expressed interest as well as concern in the fact that he is comparatively young. I am impressed with him because of his talents. The fact that he is also young, but not too young, is major importance, but his talents are superb. One of the things about David is that you can see him on the streets of Woodstock talking to people every day, and talking to all kinds of people, young people, old people, tourists, locals, the whole thing. David is so energetic and so smart. I've listened to him, and as a matter of fact, if you would all come out and listen to him at the Meet the Candidates night this coming Thursday at the Community Center at 7:30, you will get to see. Don't take my word for it. Come and make your own estimate based on what you see and hear. You can best trust me to advise you to do that. I would love to sell you on voting for David, but use your own heart and ears and sense and so forth. It's more than youth. It's talent and passion and confidence. And that's my picture of him, and I wish I was like him when I was that age. I really do.